Bob, welcome to Real Talk.
Hey, how's it going, man? Good to see you.
Good, yeah. Great to have you. So I like to start these off by just asking your Web3 origin story. How did you get into the industry and end up starting Nubila?
Sure. It's very interesting. I got a very interesting background. I went to med school in Taiwan and I didn't want to practice medicine. I did my PhD in computer science from Emory. And then started a first company, got acquired by the German pharmaceutical company called Bayer.
Really?
The aspirin company, yeah. And then second company got acquired as a cross-border e-commerce company and started doing Web3. The first project called Now's Finance is dead. But back then, we were the first real-world asset-backed lending marketing protocol. Got invested by Coinbase, pretty nice. Then second, afterwards, becoming the founding member of Galaxy, the biggest DID protocol. Now it just launched a new chain. We have somewhere 150 million verified retail users. 4,000, 3,000 protocols companies using that network. From there, I switched gear, turned into an investor. So we invested in several projects. Luckily, got a very nice exit. And from there, as we also spin out Liquid Fund, recently got a license from Hong Kong, got a number 1, number 4, number 9 Liquid Fund license. And then I know Benson for a really long time. I kind of, working with him for comparing notes for investments and different projects, all that. And but we're thinking like we really want to make some real world impact, like IoTeX that you guys do. And we saw the opportunity in ESG area, and realized that there's not too many people actually paying attention on that part. And that part of the, I would say, opportunities is kind of like, I feel like 2013, 14 era of Bitcoin era, the money's on the ground, just pick it up. So, and then ESG is a big field, and then we kind of like put in different segments. We did lots of research for the past 6 months, and finally realized that we do have technology, resource, experience in this weather data segments. So we want to start from here and then start building this DePIN project that actually can tokenize the weather data and turn into actionable data insights and sell to insurance companies, hedge funds, agriculture companies, all that. Yeah, that's how we started.
And you brought with you a device here today. Can you talk me through that?
Yeah, this thing is portable weather station right here. You can test, you see, if a wind blow by, you can test.
Yeah, the AC unit is actually spinning it right now.
Right, it's very sensitive actually.
Yeah.
Right, get a temperature, UV lights, wind speed, wind directions, all that. All kind of, the data format is essentially the same as NOAA or NOAA, the national, just like the Bureau, Oceanic. Yeah, that one. Same format. So, and it's portable. The cool thing is portable things like not like big, really big weather device. It can only plug into somewhere, and this thing can actually collect the hyperlocal weather data and can gamify it. Think about it. It's like back then in Facebook era. Maybe you ever played the game something like Farm Billy. Yeah, right. You can steal other people's vegetable from your house, right? So we'll gamify this. So we'll put a map, like say U.S. map. Your house today has 10 tokens. I only have 2 tokens. I can go to your house, steal your data.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's really fun right here. Yeah, can take a look.
Yeah, definitely. So and so this is not the only device that you guys have, right? You have also a larger, more sensitive device.
Yeah, and this is a extendable module. If you see down here, we can plug in several kind of extensions. So we can plug in a camera, some kind of fixer. Yeah. So right. So you don't have necessarily to buy the big one. So you can actually buy different kind of module plug-in.
Oh, fascinating.
Yeah.
I got so, but you also already have a fairly established supply side, thousands of these large weather stations globally. So how did you bootstrap that additional network?
So that networks. So this I would say like thousands of them already out. As a thousand of them out there is based on the current NOA and also IBM's data network. Okay, and then other companies that just harvest those data and turn it into actionable items and sell to CMEs, they kind of marketplaces. But you see, like only in US is only 12,000 stations. They try to cover the entire US. US is a big place, and the rest of the world is somewhere 15. Another 3,000 weather station cover the rest of the world. So it's vasted. So the opportunity is huge. So we believe that using the Web3's kind of crypto way, the incentive network, to let the retail users, everybody, you and I, we can join this network providing the more accurate data. So imagine right now those 12,000 stations providing those data coming through those weather stations, and those hedge funds getting those data. It's like you're trying to make a decision on a mosaic picture. It's blurred. You don't see a very clear view. But with this kind of decentralized network, everybody can collect the hyperlocal data. So imagine you can pixelize those data points and turn into some sort of, I'll call it a full KTV view for the hedge funds, agriculture companies.
That's an awesome metaphor.
Yeah.
So based on the fact that there's only 12,000 weather stations and you're talking about building a much more granular
Right.
Network. So what can you do with that more granular data that you can do today?
Right. So in terms of the coverage wise, right now, imagine there's 12,000 stations across the U.S. And if you base on the area to cover, let's say in Texas right now, here maybe only 3 or 4 can cover the entire Texas. A couple of days ago, there's giant rain in Austin that we didn't expect.
They can't predict anything.
Right, they can predict anything. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So how can you predict if you can't predict the short time frame event, how can you project the long time frame event in the future?
Sure.
Yeah.
So you really see that this granular data can transform weather prediction. It will make all the difference, you think?
You can disrupt this industry. I believe in this, and the weather station is only the first step, the first device, and then secondly, we'll have more device working with more good founders coming in, maybe roll out some kind of solar panels or carbon dioxide sensors, all that, and maybe the Google Home, that kind of device can all plug into the network as well.
So how valuable? Let's just start with this initial weather station use case. How valuable is the data that you can generate from a given station, and how much of that returns to the user, the owner?
Right. So based on the economics, based on our projection right here, is that let's say we start from the market side. The market side, the CME trading volume right now, if you open the CME website, you see data, weather data derivative trading the page. You'll see like somewhere in average per day, you'll see 75,000 open interest per inch. And overall, the transaction volume is somewhere like tens of billions per day. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And so I know you guys are, building a token economy around this. How do you see the token driving the utility and bringing the value back to the user?
Right. Good questions. So those data coming through this machine, and user can play around and go some social interactions, and those data actually will send it in, and hopefully we can build an IoTeX as well. And I know IoTeX is working with several decentralized AI model platform already.
Yep.
So they can kind of compete. We can do some token swap and token incentives to incentivize our users to provide the data to fit into those models. This is the first step. And second step, because this model comes in and fit into the data, right, can produce the actionable insights. Those insights we can actually sell to the hedge funds and insurance companies, and they pay big bucks. And those big bucks we can use SPV, a special purpose vehicle, turn into on ramp, and then return it back to in token weight and distribute back to our network users.
Fascinating. So in terms of where you guys are at right now, so is this device available on the market? You can buy it?
Not yet. We will
Okay.
we'll roll our pre-sale website very soon.
Okay.
And then probably in September. But in summertime, we'll start rolling out the pre-sale and then also our validator node sales as well. So for a long term, we want us to serve So I would know IoTeX is a layer one for settlement for all those data, and I want to be like price feeder as Oracle to feed it to like IoTex's kind of ecosystem to give them data feed, and then we can bootstrap and grow the ecosystem together instead of stepping into each other's toes.
Right. So, and we're really excited about having you guys in DePINSurf Cohort 2 and a part of the IoTeX ecosystem. How do you guys see that partnership evolving, and how are you looking to work with IoTeX beyond what you've already described?
Right. So if you can say in three parts, we start talking about the product side. So IoTeX, the modular SDKs, all that is very easy for us to plug in to start building all settlement layers, and the data transaction very smooth. And then we're happy to build with IoTeX. And then for a second part of it would be the marketing, of course. The IoTeX is a well-established project already, and with a whole bunch of ecosystem partners can work with us. So I think that it can bring the tremendous retail users, not just only retail users, but also enterprise users to all eyes on us, right? And third part is the team, that people like you, Dean, right? Like the team is really cool, very supportive, and we know the founders as well, and it provide really nice support to us. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. And I just want to ask you, for your next 3 to 6 months, let's say, kind of what are your main priorities for the go-to-market? Obviously, getting your device out there, maybe designing your token. Where are you seeing that from the founder side?
Yeah. So if as investors and founders, we all care, and also retail will care about when it's TGE, of course, right? So we want to have our TGE by the end of this year. So I like to work backwards. So if that's the end of the year, then in June and July, we should start rolling out in August, of course, rolling out the no-sale validation sales done. And then a couple round of funding close with a nice PR. And then afterwards, we start rolling out a device, entry device as a mining machine as well. And then we'll roll out the token emission plan and also TGE plan for listing part and all that. And I think, as we also like CoinList, they just finished the sale for Peak, right? The 20 million, the biggest one in the past 2 years. So I had a good conversation with them. So that would be our aim as well.
Gotcha. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that.